Welcome back to 7th Science. Today we're going to be doing an activity with displacement and distance. If you have your LearnEd notebook, Forces of Motion, get that out. We're going to be using that for this activity. Or if you don't have a copy of that, I have a digital copy of this notebook posted online in this assignment beneath this video. If you remember a little man or old man taking a journey, you'll remember that distance and displacement are two different things. That while distance is how far something has traveled, displacement is also the direction and the distance between point A and point B. So on page 7 of Forces of Motion, you'll see that there's a graph for displacement versus distance, and it's just practicing using displacement and distance and getting a feel for how they interact with each other. To complete this assignment on paper, you'll need your forces of motion, a ruler, and something to write with. So opening to page 7 here of our book, you'll see that we have a displacement versus distance graph that we're going to fill out together. So the instructions are basically, the objective is to look at the difference between distance and, I'm just going to draw a little line here to show distance versus displacement using a ruler. So you're going to use the graph paper here. Each one of these squares represents 1 centimeter, and we're going to be looking at distance. So right now, starting point A. Oh, my hands are all twitchy. Woohoo! Oh, I'm back to normal. Okay, so let's start with line 1, which is 5 centimeters east. Hopefully you don't have to do this, but if you need to remember the points of the compass, north, south, east, west. So if we look at just the lines and how many centimeters apart they all are, we'll zoom in just a little bit. 5 centimeters east from point A is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters away. And I'll just draw a line here. Show there. And then it's going to be 8 centimeters south from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. This is the distance. So if you look at this line here, the distance is the total length traveled between 2 points, but it doesn't have to do with direction as much. Displacement is the direction and exact distance between 2 points. So we're going to measure distance by adding 5 and 8, which means that these are 13 centimeters apart so far. And the displacement is actually between point A and B here. Well, point 1 and 2 anyways. So here's the ending point, here's the starting point. If you draw a line between them, sweep, and then measure it, looks like essentially 9.5 centimeters. So our displacement is 9.5 centimeters. And I'm going to write displacement here so it's a little easier to see. And distance is the total amount traveled here, which is larger. Hopefully that makes sense, and you're going to use the rest of these points to fill out the rest of your graph. And now I'll show you how to do it on your distance notebook in journal form. Digital. Yeah. So here's the instructions on how to do it digitally. It's pretty easy. On the assignment, if you find this picture here, click image below for digital version of assignment. Click on that. It'll ask you, do you want to make a copy of this? Yes, make a copy. And once you get the copy, similar to the other instructions on the physical journal, you'll see that I've made a copy for Google Slides, which you can export as a single slide and add to your notebook if you'd like, or just submit this. So here's the instructions. You can click and drag your ruler around. You'll see that I entered to measure the distance here. So here's like, if you need to change the angle as well, you just click and drag this thing, change the angle, boom. There's how to measure distance between 2 objects, and then you can enter in all of your information here by clicking on this and typing in 5, I think the number was 13 that we had before for the first answer, and the second answer was 9.5 cm. Whoops. cm. Kind of hard with one hand. So then what you can do from here, once you've finished your document and enjoyed the picture of me there, is click on share and then you're going to click anybody with the link, copy your link, and then go back to the assignment. You'll click on submit button, which is up at the top here, and submit the photo or the file as a link by pasting it. Paste. That's about all there is to it. If you have any questions, please send me an email or ask me a question in our next Zoom session, and have fun with this assignment.